Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today I will be previewing the New York Jets versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Before we get started today, just wanted to mention that you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the podcast as well, just Jets, wherever it is that you get your podcast. New episodes come out every Wednesday. And let's talk about Thrive Fantasy. Come hashtag prop up on Thrive Fantasy this season. Thrive Fantasy is a daily fantasy sports app for player props. They have eliminated the need to do countless hours of research because they only ask you about the top tier athletes in a respective sport. Choose 10 out of the 20 player prop options to build your lineup. Use promo code JETS20 when you sign up today and you will receive an instant match bonus up to $50 on your first deposit of $20 or more. Download Thrive Fantasy on the App Store or the Play Store or by visiting their website, thrivefantasy.com. Sign up and hashtag prop up today. So let's jump into this game, the Raiders and the Jets. Offensively, the Raiders have had a pretty solid offense this year, 13th in the league. The Jets are coming in at 32. As we know, they are inept on offense. Defensively, the Raiders are 28th overall. Their pass defense has been pretty solid. More on that later. The Jets come in at 29. So about even defensively. Neither of these teams are juggernauts on defense. That's an obvious statement. But the Raiders definitely have an advantage on the offensive side of the ball. That much is a given. When looking at this Raiders team, something that I noticed is just when you look at the injury report, how many guys did not practice this week. Aguilar, Arnett, Jacobs, Abraham, all those guys did not participate, did not practice this week. So they're going to be game time decisions. We'll see. Obviously, that's going to impact the offense if Jacobs isn't able to go. Even still, which is what I'm going to get into in this next one, my next topic. I really peek behind the curtain. I don't script all this stuff out. I write bullet point notes, and my next bullet point is Raiders motivation, which I'm not even concerned with the injury report because this is a motivated team coming off of a really bad loss on the road in Atlanta. They turned the football over a ton. Defensively, they didn't play that bad. They got blown out, but it's because they had 5 turnovers. Derek Carr turned the ball over 4 times, and I believe it was Jacobs who had the 5th fumble in that, or 5th turnover in that game on a fumble. And this is a 6-5 team who right now is on the outside looking in the playoffs. They would be the 8th seed. Not that there's 8 seeds. 7 teams make the playoffs. They're the 8th, but they're the first team on the outside looking in. They desperately need this game. They're going to be a motivated team. Normally, yes, I would completely agree. A West Coast team coming to play on the East Coast at 1 o'clock is probably prime time for a letdown. Not this time. I don't buy into it. There's no home field advantage in 2020. And like I said, they desperately, desperately need this game. They had their letdown game last week against a bad Falcons team, a team that fired their coach already this year. And the New York Jets, they're not going to be able to compete with this team, even with them, with all the injuries and everything else going on. The Jets offensively cannot keep up with the Raiders. There's no chance. As I mentioned, the Raiders are coming in at 28th defensively overall, but their pass D is pretty good. They're 6th in completion percentage against, and they really held Matt Ryan in check last week. He had under 200 yards passing, a pick. It's not like the Falcons really put up this dominant offensive performance. If you just look at the score, it probably feels that way, but Matt Ryan didn't really have that great of a day. And if you look at what the Jets have compared to the Falcons, we're not even in the same stratosphere here, folks. As I mentioned, Derek Carr had a really bad game. He had 3 fumbles and a pick last week, but he's still on pace for a career year. He has 19 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions, a 69.3 completion percentage, a 104.9 rating. He's been really, really good for Vegas this year. And I know that's someone who's always seemingly on the fence, like maybe the Raiders will move on from him after this year. We saw that probably at least, a couple of times over the last 2 or 3 years, but he's played really good football. And I think he's going to be able to throw against an inexperienced Jets secondary. Yes, Bryce Hall has been playing intriguing. Has he been great? No, he's competitive. That's for sure. But I think they're just too young and too inexperienced with Lamar Jackson on the other side and a rookie Ashton Davis. I think eventually Davis and Hall can be starters for this team. I really do buy that. But against a team like the Raiders, who, again, they are playing for their playoff lives with this is a good quarterback and this is a good offense. I don't think it's a good matchup for the Jets in that way. As for the Jets, we do know that the defense has been playing better. Last week they had 2 forced fumbles, 4 sacks. Quinnen Williams been making really big plays. Look for him. Again, unfortunately, the Jets don't have much of an edge presence, but Quinnen Williams has been getting a ton of pressure up the middle. So good on Quinnen. I made a video earlier this week that he's had a really, really strong year too. He's playing at probably a Pro Bowl pace. Like, you can make a legitimate shot that he should be in the Pro Bowl. Mekhi Becton should probably be in the Pro Bowl. And that's 2 guys under the age of 22. So that's good long term. Right now, it doesn't really make sense because this team's probably going to go 0-16. So it doesn't mean anything for right now. But long term, that's a good thing. Offensively, this team is just downright bad. We talked about it already on this video, but Gore's been getting tons of touches. He had, I believe, 16 in the first half last week. That's just unacceptable. I expect him to probably get 20 combined with running and receiving. I'll say maybe we'll go 17 rushes and 3 receptions, which is too many. I don't want this to happen. Don't take this as me saying, yes, please feed Frank Gore the ball. No, this is unfortunately just what I think is going to happen. Who knows who's calling the plays? If it's Dowell, if it's Gase. I'm really leaning more towards Gase with all the chaos going on. We know how much Gase loves Gore. The Jets are probably going to want to make Darnold not have to make too many decisions and go into more of a game manager mode, kind of like what he was in the 49ers game earlier in the year. So I think they're going to try to run the ball heavy this game, which probably isn't the best. As for Sam Darnold, I will give you my stat prediction or my stat line prediction for this week. I'll go 17-31, 185 passing yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. Sam Darnold has not thrown a touchdown pass since week 3. Yes, he's missed time. Still, that's crazy that he only has 3 touchdown passes in, I believe, 8 games, 7 or 8 games. So that's not good enough from Sam Darnold. It's not. I understand the circumstances around him have been really, really bad, but this is part of the reason why the Jets are going to be moving on from him after this year. Again, I feel like I talk about it in every single video. Can he bounce back somewhere else? Maybe. Probably might be a stretch. I believe that he can in the right system. He needs a fresh start. He's out of it mentally. He's running out of pockets that are clean. He's missing wide open throws. He needs a reset. And I think, honestly, it's probably better for the tank with him playing. Because Flacco, while he's flawed, don't get me wrong, for the most part, can, get the ball down the field, which Darnold really struggles with, his deep ball accuracy. And the second thing, or B, I don't remember if I said 1 or 2, A or B. That's on me. But the second thing is that at least he's been, for the most part, cool, understanding the defense, reading the defense, making throws, completing the easy stuff. Darnold's not even doing that. So that's, again, I'm going to do it to myself again, scary. And at the same time, it's sad, but I think it's all over. As for Mims, I got burned the last 2 weeks. I said he's going to have his first receiving touchdown. I'm not predicting a touchdown for him this week, so watch, he'll probably get one now. But I'll say 4 catches, 65 yards, another good sign. This kid's been really good, man. I'm excited about Denzel Mims, and you should be too. He's putting a lot of good stuff on tape. He's going up and getting balls. He's doing a lot of things that rookies who are playing 5 or who have 5 games under their belt should not be doing, or he's well ahead. And I've been looking up how some other rookie receivers have been, the ones that were drafted before him. He's on par with most of those guys and ahead of most of those guys. Yeah, obviously Justin Jefferson's, the Chase Claypools of the world, they've been a little bit ahead, but not too far off, which is a really, really good positive sign. So let's get into the predictions. What do I think is going to happen? I'm 10-1 with my predictions on a 10-game win streak, as the Jets have lost each and every one of those games, but I predicted it right. I'm going to roll with it again. I'm taking the Raiders 24-13. I'll say it one more time. I don't think that this team is going to have a letdown game. They had it last week. This team is significantly better than the Jets, even with all their injuries. I understand that. Could potentially be on paper. Some will look at it and say, this is a letdown game for Vegas. I know it. Pump the brakes. This Jets team is awful. No one loses games like Adam Gase. This guy was born to lose. Finish out the next 5. It's going to be okay. Let's check in with Casey. She's 6-5 now. She picked the Dolphins last week. Who does she like this week? Casey's on Vegas too. We are on the same page again this week. I also say pick the Raiders -8.5 or wherever it's at, 9. I think they win this game by double digits. So I am picking the Raiders against the spread. as well. So let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments down below or on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you next time.